Coexisting with Rob and Maggie contains explicit content and is intended for mature audiences, mainly because Maggie will drop F-bombs and I will make sexual innuendos or jokes. Also, Rob nor Maggie should be considered mature. Those aren't pillows! That is from the 12-time Oscar-winning film Planes, Trains, and Automobiles featuring Jonathan Candy and Stevie Martin.
I love the fact that you remember that you had a movie quote this week.
Yep, I did. As I started, I'm just rocking now. I'm just ready to go. Guys, welcome to Coexisting with Rob and Maggie. It is Friday, October 17th, and we are here to give you WrestleDream predictions, amongst other things. We're going to talk about Andrade. We're going to talk about AI, and I'm not talking about Allen Iverson. We are also going to talk a little Crown Jewel. And, usually I say, Maggie, how you doing? Like, I do that. But today, I decided I'm going to surprise Maggie with a guest for our WrestleDream predictions. And his name is Chris Mueller from Bleacher Report.
Hello.
Hello. Governor.
How's it going?
It's
Hi.
going well.
Hi.
So,
How are you
that's
doing?
the voice of God.
Good? Yes, the voice of God.
I'm tired. How are you?
You don't sound tired.
That's shocking.
Well, we have a lot to talk about today. That's why I decided to bring you on right away. I'm going to take these display names off. But, yeah. Maggie, do you have anything you want to say real quick before we get started? Or
I was just on the True Heel Heat predictions for WrestleDream. Because like SP3 asks me how I am, and then I get into a Heat story, every week. But like I said on that show, nothing interesting happened to me this week, apart from the fact that I bought 5 pairs of socks. So I don't know what to tell you, Chris.
Oh.
How are you doing after your Chris Statlander interview?
I'm good. The interview went well. It went up yesterday morning.
Yeah.
So everybody can
Nice.
go check that out on Bleacher Report.
Please.
All right. Nice. That's cool. Well, guys, as I said, we're going to talk WrestleDream, AEW WrestleDream taking place in St. Louis, Missouri on October 18th, Saturday, October 18th at the Chaffetz Arena. I think that's how you pronounce it. Or Chaffetz, I think. Either way. It's in St. Louis, Missouri. It's by the Arch. It's at St. Louis University. So if you're going, have fun.
Everything's by that arch. Everything.
Yeah, it is. It's a cool arch. Like, I mean, if you ever see it in person, it's pretty cool. Anyways, yeah, I'm excited for this show. And as I start,
Can I get at my shtick first?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Guys, hi. Thank you for joining us. This is a wrestling show, apparently, because we haven't done any shenanigans previously before that. Thank you so much for joining us. My every week shtick, please leave a like on the video. It is the easiest way in which you can support our show. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for joining us live. Again, leave a like on the video. Sound off in the comments. Also, if you like to support us via your money and your wallets, Rob and I always appreciate that. You can send a super chat. It's the bottom of the YouTube live chat, a little $sign. If you're watching on any other platform, you can send a humper chat at humperchats.com. It will all of these chats will get your question read or read live on the air. It is the most guaranteed way in which you will get your comment displayed on the air. Also, please subscribe to Fightful Overbook, this very channel. Also, please subscribe to youtube.com/Fightful. And definitely not least, please subscribe to YouTube. No, don't subscribe to YouTube. Please subscribe to FightfulSelect on Patreon. It is the easiest $5.99 you're ever going to spend on wrestling. You know what time it is. It's a pay-per-view week. A lot of scoops, a lot of backstage reports, rumor killers. The Discord itself is so worth it. Also, sour grabs with Bulgarian puppets and fake Bulgarian accents, but like that's never gonna end anyway. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We can get on with the show.
Alrighty. So, AEW, they changed the name, at least for this show. They're not going with 0 Hour. They're calling it something different, and they are calling it Saturday Tailgate Brawl. So, taking place.
Yes, they are. Yes.
Yeah. So, we'll get started with the first match that I show in front of me. It's the Death Riders. Daniel Garcia, Pac, whatever you want to call him. Wheeler Yuta and Claudio Castagnoli taking on Roddy Strong, Kyle O'Reilly, Orange Cassidy, and Tomohiro Ishii. Chris, since you're the guest here, I'm going to let you start off here. Who you got?
I feel like since Orange Cassidy is kind of freshly back, he sort of needs a win to get him going again. Normally, I would say the Death Riders, but I feel like OC will probably pin Yuta or something. He always eats the pin when it's a multi-man match. They're gonna lose.
Sure, Maggie. What about you?
Chris, I love you so much, sweetie. If the Death Riders don't win this match, I'm gonna fucking lose it. Because justice for Pac. Okay, like you might think that he got his cool back with that prison segment that they did on this week's show. This was the coolest segment ever. It was so great. It was amazingly produced. It looked great. The quality was awesome. Everything. And basically Pac killed Darby, and if this was the end, I would have been so happy. But like then Darby returned, so Pac is worthless. That's what you're basically saying to me. So Orange Cassidy beat Pac recently, and to this day I cannot get over this. I know their match at Revolution 2020 was probably the best match ever. I loved it, personally. But, like, let's not pretend that Pac cannot beat the ever-living shit out of Orange Cassidy. So, for me, Pac needs to kill Orange Cassidy in this match. Exactly the opposite that Chris said. So, yeah, I'm going with the Death Riders, justice for Pac. I mentioned this on the True Heel Heat show. I cannot believe that he was called Neville.
Adrian Neville.
Yeah.
Stop it. Yeah. Rob, what do you think?
Oh, well, part of me thinks the Death Riders, but there's also a big part of me that agrees with Chris, because Orange Cassidy is the man that Tony Khan absolutely adores and loves. I think Wheeler Yuta will take the pin here, and it'll set up a Orange Cassidy and Wheeler Yuta feud again. I think that's where they're going, because I think eventually Wheeler Yuta is going to be out of the Death Riders. Is just the feeling I get. Not saying it's going to be anytime soon, but I think it's happening within the next couple of months. So that's my guess for now. So I'm going with Team Orange Cassidy.
The one time I picked the Death Riders.
Yeah, it's weird. We start opposite right away.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of odd, I know. We will move on. They don't say who they're wrestling, but we'll just go ahead and say it. Eddie Kingston and Hook will be in action. That pretty much tells me whoever they wrestle, they're going to win.
Yeah, that was the most awkward segment I've recently viewed on wrestling television. So fucking awkward. I mean,
Mhm.
it was as if we were watching Eddie Kingston trying to teach Hook to do promos on television. It was really, really weird. But it's of course they're gonna pick up the win here. Uh, so there's basically no use of us discussing it.
Yeah. Chris, you got anything you want to say on that?
I mean, unless they're bringing in some big surprise tag team, which I don't see happening, Eddie and Hook are getting the win.
Yeah.
By the way, if this ends up being the grizzled young veterans, I'm gonna fucking lose it.
Yeah.
It'll probably be like MXM TV or something.
Yeah. Something like that for sure. We move on to our next Saturday tailgate brawl. FTR with Stokely Hathaway taking on Jet Speed. This match could kick ass, of course.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is. Yeah.
so, man, it's one of those. I absolutely love Jet Speed. I do, but I don't see FTR losing this. Maggie, what do you got?
Let's hear what Doc has to say about this.
Okay, Chris, let's see what you got.
With Kevin Knight having just recently gotten a win over Dax, I feel like they're going to use that to have Dax just unload on him during the match. And I am pretty sure FTR is getting the win here, but I wouldn't be shocked if Jet Speed did. I just don't see FTR losing here.
Okay.
Yeah, because because I have Willow and Harley Cameron winning their match on the pre-show or whatever they're calling it right now. I decided to pick FTR here because I don't think that both heels or both faces are gonna pick up the win here. With Penelope Ford taking the pin for that other tag team match, I see Dax pinning Kevin Knight here. Absolutely. I agree with the Naked Man.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going with FTR.
You can't prove it.
So, yeah. So there's that. We go. Maggie just kind of went into it, but the next Saturday tailgate brawl match is none other than Willow Nightingale and Miss Harley Cameron taking on Penelope Ford and Megan Bain. Maggie, let's start. You already pretty much said, but
yeah, but you can put
anything
that
you-
out into the universe, correct? Yes, Harley Wilkins, Cameron.
no, because she has to agree to it first, which she won't.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, going back to it, thank you again, Doc, for that special cameo that you got us a couple of months ago.
it was sweet. It's been hasn't it been a year?
It's been a year almost, actually.
Yeah.
That's why I said a couple months.
Yeah.
I was like, no, it's been longer than that.
No,
So.
no, it's been also almost a year. That was the sweetest thing. She was so great. Thank you so much.
I fully plan to ask about her dog if I ever interview her.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You got to.
Yeah, now you have to. So yeah, I picked Willow and Harley Cameron here. I kind of feel like they need to be pushed for that tag team championship tournament or whatever they're calling it or not calling it, because they haven't referenced it at all since they showed us those brand new shiny women's tag belts that are absolutely the same as the men's. So uninspired, but like I'm not gonna judge a gift horse in the mouth. Yes, Willow and Harley here.
It just so people know, I am having a hard time clicking on the chat and bringing up comments, so hopefully it'll fix itself here soon. But just letting people know that it's not going right now. But I just want you guys to know that. So I do see them, and just wanted people to know that. But
We
Chris,
have StreamYard problems. What else is new?
no, I don't know. Chris, did you go? I'm sorry.
He did not.
No,
Okay,
and
that's right.
I can't pick against Willow. I mean,
I know some things don't
everybody
change.
knows that. So yeah, it'll be Willow and Harley.
Yep, I'm going that way too because I cannot pick against Harley Cameron. So there you go. So those are the four.
Everyone on the True Heel Heat prediction show chose Megan and Penelope.
Wow.
From what I can remember.
Okay.
Probably.
Corey says, in regards to that video, he goes, I remember that Rob's face was redder than the blood that would be trickling down Darby and Mox's face this weekend. That is true. I got pretty red.
You were so red. I left because it was such a fun video, such a fun cameo but like your face, the redness was so much funnier than the video itself that I absolutely lost it.
So those are the four matches announced right now for the aka 0 hour Saturday night brawl or tailgate brawl. So that's what they have announced right now for those. But we will move on to our next match, the Tornado Tag match with The Demand taking on the Hurt Syndicate. Tornado Trios match. My question to you guys, there's Fightful Select reported about Cedric Alexander's contract being up with TNA last week after last weekend's show. Do you think we see Cedric on Saturday night during this match? Because like Sean reported that they do hope to re-sign him, but there's always the possibility that he takes that chance and goes to AEW. What do you guys think about that while you give your predictions? Chris, I'll let you go first.
I don't think we see Cedric this weekend. Even if he does end up going to AEW, I just think that, I don't know, it doesn't feel like the right time right now. And with Gates of Agony having just gotten that win, it seems like the Hurt Syndicate will get the win back here.
Okay.
So that's just the way it feels for me. But I wouldn't be unhappy if the Gates of Agony and Ricochet won, because I'm a big fan of the Gates of Agony, and I really would like to see them get some more wins. Like seeing them get the win over the Hurt Syndicate was great, but a pay-per-view win would be even better. Yeah.
Maggie?
Did you just 50-50 book the tag team division in AEW?
I mean, that's kind of what Tony does too. The tag team division is one of the few divisions there where he does kind of go back and forth. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. I hate it. So I don't know about Cedric Alexander here because they AEW and Big Swole did not part on the best ways.
Yeah.
Are they still life partners? Because I don't care about wrestlers' personal lives. So I have no idea of knowing.
I actually have no idea, but I'm just going to let's just say for sake they are. I mean, we hope they are.
Yeah.
But
so
we don't talk about personal lives, but I know what you mean.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't know where this stands. If they've discussed it or not or whatever. I don't know if you see Cedric or not. My main question is, and I brought this up on the predictions with SP3 and J News, because I thought MVP said that he can no longer wrestle, and that's why he wanted the street fight 2 weeks ago, and now he's wrestling again. So I'm this is kind of weird because I can see I'm just gonna go ahead and tell my predictions. I predict um the Demand winning here, Ricochet and Gates of Agony, because this will once and for all put an end to MVP's in-ring career, and he can pick someone to be a part of Hurt Syndicate that can fill in his spot, and him being just a microphone guy, and if this is Cedric or not, we have no idea, because Sean has told Alex Palowski on the air in the private chat who they were talking about, bringing in, and Alex Palowski laughed real hard. So this is
Yeah, but I know who that is too.
Sure, okay.
So,
So let's not say who it is.
yeah. Oh no, I won't.
Yeah. So we have no idea where this goes, but I'm picking the Demand here. I don't know. I don't know what Rob thinks. I can also see everything that Chris said happening. I do see a lot of 50-50 stuff, in the tag division in AEW. But hopefully this isn't the case here.
Because of the thing that Sean and Alex were talking about, I think that actually happens this weekend. So I'm going with the Hurt Syndicate because I do think that they get help somewhere. Will it be Cedric? That I don't know, but
Okay.
There you go.
To be honest,
That's
I don't
why.
know if I want Cedric to join them because it's just retreading what they did in WWE.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And I know that, and I agree. Yeah. Plus, the thing is too is I want more Mustafa Ali and Cedric Alexander matches. So.
Selfishly, I get it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if Hurt Syndicate win, I see this feud continuing, and I don't want it to continue.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
All right. So we go on to our next match here. Tekla taking on Jamie Hayter, who Sean just interviewed on
really?
Fightful. Yep, just interviewed her today, I believe. Maybe it was yesterday, but yeah, no, it was yesterday. Yep, because I'm supposed to make it short for it today or last night, and I forgot all about it. So there we go. Good job, Rob. Anyways, yeah, there we go. So Jamie Hayter versus Tekla. Maggie, let's go with you.
So I don't know why people aren't talking about this match more, because I kind of feel like it's going to be a slapper. If people are talking about it, I'm not seeing it. But so like that's not a, I'm not attacking anyone, but just start talking about this match more. I feel like these two women are gonna tear the house down. Tony Khan hasn't made a lot of non-championship matches for the women on pay-per-view, so I'm proud immensely. I'm gonna pick Tekla. Yes. Ooh, we can finally display comments. Yay. Yep. So I'm gonna pick Tekla because, like I said on the predictions before, someone in the Triangle of Madness needs to be a winner, and it ain't Sky Blue or Julia Hart. So hopefully Tekla shows what she can do for a longer match, and Jamie Hayter is gonna slap the crap out of her eventually. But yeah, Tekla. Because I don't think that they're winning the Blood and Guts match. I feel like the face team is gonna win the Blood and Guts match. So Tekla picking up the win here and probably moving on to be Chris Statlander's opponent for Full Gear is probably the way to go.
Okay. Chris?
I fully agree. Tekla's definitely winning here. I think that was probably the original plan before Hayter got injured and they had to kind of tread water. But yeah, this match is going to be awesome. Both these women are incredible performers. Tekla has really impressed me. I was not very familiar with her before she came to AEW. And I really like the gimmick and the energy she brings. And she just is such a unique talent compared to the rest of the roster. Like, she really stands out. So, yeah, I think the two of them are going to win, and I think Tekla will go on to earn a title shot.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going with Tekla as well. I think she gets the victory. Jamie Hayter, who I absolutely think's badass. I just don't think she's going to get the win here. So, I mean, real simple for me. I do think the triangle comes out, but yeah. Our friend Dilo Diggs does a drive-by super chat. Love you all. Thank you, sir. We love you as well. So thank you very much. Hope you were doing well.
Thank you, sweetie, so much. I hope you're well after doing Bulgarian split squats, because you're definitely a psycho for liking those. Guys, please follow Dilo's in footsteps, not with Bulgarian split squats, but with super chats. Throw him in to support Rob and I. We appreciate you a ton. Let's move on.
All right. So we move on to our next match. Okada Takeshita taking on Brodito for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. This match is going to slap. This match is going to just be freaking awesome. I'm excited for this match. But can Brodito hold on to these titles? Chris, I ask you, who do you got?
I have Brodito retaining because Takeshita and Okada, they don't need more gold in the Don Callis family. Brodito's reign should not be transitional and this short. And we need a pathway to get to Takeshita versus Okada, which we know is happening. And this is how you do it. At one point, one of them should just get frustrated with the other one, punch him in the face and leave the match, and leave him to get beat by Brodito. And sadly, it'll probably be Okada leaving Takeshita to get beat. Yeah. But I hope that leads to Takeshita beating him down the line.
Yep.
Although now that he's the IWGP champion, I don't know. Maybe it will be Okada who takes the loss. But I don't see them winning the gold here. And if they do, I'm going to be really upset that Brodito's reign was so short.
Yeah, I can see that. And I agree with you. With that, kind of threw a wrench in my idea like this week, because I was thinking, Brodito, I think they're going to win, but I was thinking, I think we might see Takeshita take the L here, get the pin, and then, or like get pinned, and then he won that IWGP title, and I was like, that kind of changes things now. And I was actually thinking that we'd be seeing him get a face turn too. That's what I was planning on seeing, and maybe we still will. I mean, people love to hate the Don Callis family, all 642,000 members of it. So
hey, we're a part of that.
I know, and we're sending out our Christmas cards, and that's a lot of money. Anyways, yeah, I think Brodito holds on to these titles. They're a fun tag team, but I do think Takeshita and Okada, we will see them take each other one-on-one at Full Gear in November. So that's my thought process behind it. Maggie, what about you?
Well, guys, listen, someone needs to be a bummer on the show, and I'm happy to do the job. I hope Brodito lose those championships tomorrow.
What?
Because I fucking hate Brodito. I miss Buddy Matthews.
Well,
he needs to fucking okay. I don't hate Brodito. But Bandito, they've been selling his shoulder injury a lot. If you're gonna strip them of the tag team championship, this is the time to do it. So I don't know who takes the pin here, either Brody or Bandito. I have no idea, but Takeshita cannot be pinned. He just won the IWGP title from Zack Sabre Jr. I still have not watched the match. I promise I will. Of course, it's Zack Sabre Jr. Of course, I'm going to watch the match. People have been so hyped for the match itself. So, guys, I know Buddy Matthews is hurt. I get it. My idea is if or when, because we have no idea what's, the timeline there. He needs to come back and just get back with Brody. And I don't need him to come back and for Brody to be champion with someone else, because that means he has to be a heel. And I don't want that. I actually think that Takeshita and Okada winning those championships may be the thing that makes Okada turn on Takeshita officially. I feel like they lose the tag team championships against who I don't know, and then Okada loses it and kills Takeshita, and then they eventually face off at Wrestle Kingdom. But there's a lot of time until Wrestle Kingdom, and I kind of feel like this is where they need to have the match, or they can actually have one match and then have the second match at Wrestle Kingdom. That's also kind of possible. But if it were up to me, this is how I would do it. The reason I've enjoyed Brodito as a tag team is because I'm finally getting to see Brody King on my television constantly actually having wins, because we all the time see, especially in the C2, we see Brody King having slappers every week and he loses them, which is, you can only do so much. So this is my prediction officially. Brody and Bandito lose the championships to Okada and Takeshita. Okada and Takeshita lose those championships, and that's how Okada turns on Takeshita.
Okay. There we go. It's Maggie's thoughts, and like I said, I think Brodito gets the win here, but
I think Brodito gets the win here.
Damn.
Yeah, she ain't happy about that one. Wow. Corey says he could see the Outrunners do it for you, be the ones to take the title.
Yeah, sure. Because you and I were so sweet for each other today and in the DMs, and now you had to piss me off because I couldn't actually have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Mention the Outrunners once again. I fucking dare you.
Well,
God, I hate those
them and
guys.
Dalton are probably more likely chasing the trios titles.
Dalton, I can see that, because Dalton Castle is the only reason I can actually enjoy watching a match that the Outrunners are a part of.
You know, Maggie, the Outrunners have wrestled all your favorites from the past.
I don't care.
Dino Bravo, Andre the Giant, Dick Murdoch. So
all of them, right?
Should get you a cameo from Truth Magnum now.
There we go. Anyways, we move on to our next match here. We go to the $500,000 match. The Young Bucks taking on Jurassic Express. But before we do that, Matthew Hook sends us a super chat. What do you think of Mercedes does on this show? You know what? Let's go.
Thank you, sweetie, so much for the super chat. I'm so glad that you're watching us live and you're catching us live. Always pop for Matthew Hooks in the chat. What Mercedes Moné does on the show, because like she's wrestling at CMLL, Persephone. So she'll definitely have an in-ring thing or backstage thing or whatever. But Rob, what do you know? What?
when is that CMLL match? Is it this? It's not the same day, so is it?
Is it today?
Oh, it might be. You know what? Oh, while I check in on that, let's
I kind
let's
of feel
see
like
here.
it's today.
Yeah, maybe it is, but let's find out.
This is a Bryn alert. Bryn alert.
There we go. I don't know, but whatever Mercedes does is gonna be cool. I always like seeing Mercedes on my TV. There we go. Man, that was quick. Bryn says Mercedes is booked in Winnipeg on Sunday night against Jody Threat. CMLL is tonight.
Yes.
Cool. Thank you for that too. Pedro helps out. Matthew Hooks helps out. Stupid helps out. Yeah.
Sweetie, can you really quickly check what your microphone is?
It's right here. Let me find out though.
Because you kind of sound like you're in a tunnel. For
Okay.
me, it can be problem from my end.
My
yeah,
audio
so
is muffled. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see here. You guys go ahead and talk.
I have actually no idea what because people have been talking about Mercedes having something on the show. Doc, what do you think Mercedes on the show?
She'll probably eat another overcooked steak or something. I don't know.
Was it really so overcooked?
I mean, yeah.
Because like I know you're a king of cooking. I really popped for this week's NXT show where they were doing potato puns, and I'm like, this is so Chris, and then you popped in.
Oh yeah, I had to send in a few.
yeah, I was so stoked. So because I'm
Is this working now?
Yeah, it is working.
Okay.
Yes, I'm glad that you fixed that. I'm not a big steak person, so I have no idea, because when people say, oh, you eat it well done or medium rare, I have no idea what that means. I know what it means, but like I don't think I've ever eaten a steak. Oh, I actually feel, oh no, wait, I've eaten a steak once at my sister's. She prepared it really good. It tasted really good. She's always watching. Shout out to my sister. She has a birthday today, by the way.
Oh, happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
Yes.
Maggie's sister.
Happy birthday to my sister. And her plants channel is growing each and every day. So she prepared a really good steak. I have no idea what that was. I'm sure she'll pop up in the comments below after the show is done. She always does. We always appreciate her.
I'm surprised they even have steaks in Bulgaria.
Okay. So
There you go.
So what do you think? What do you think happens in Monet, Mr. Smartass? Ryan's not here, and you always got to be smart and,
Yeah. I got to fill in for him if he's not here. I think there's just some kind of she does some kind of promo, that's what it is, I think. And we find out who she goes after next. Maybe she sets her eyes on Chris Statlander. So there's that.
I'm gonna hate that if she goes after Chris Statlander, because can you pump the brakes on your championships? I think 10 is enough.
She don't stop till she's at 34.
What needs to happen before she ever wins that world title, she needs to have a severe losing streak where she just loses all those belts, all the ones that are actually defendable anyway, because technically one of the titles she carries around is retired. And then there's the Owen title, which isn't a defendable belt. So really she holds 8 titles that she can defend. And I'd like to see her go on a losing streak and lose all of them before they do anything world title related. And she already had a world title match against Tony. I want to see her defending the TBS title if she's going to be on pay-per-views. So she should lose that before she gets another title match.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the stupid thing with having a gazillion championships, that you're booked so often that on the big show you don't get to defend, the big championship.
All right, so now
Oh.
we move on. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I know you guys talked about it earlier, and I didn't chime in, but like the women's tag titles looking just like the men's isn't my problem. My problem is that the men's have always been my least favorite title design. And now there's a second one that looks just like it. So yeah. Anyway.
It's just a bit uninspired for me.
I'm all for this. I miss Britt Baker. So
I know people have been pretending that Britt Baker isn't a good wrestler. For some reason, it's as if the first 3 years of AEW didn't happen. They automatically erased them from their minds. Britt Baker is allowed to have her off time. In ring, she's allowed to not feel well enough to perform at the capacity that she used to. But I don't know why people keep forgetting her match against Thunder Rosa, that main event for Dynamite. That happened.
yeah,
Did I cut off for a second?
No.
no, I agree.
Britt's fine, but I think a lot of people think that since her time at the top, AEW's roster has advanced past her. And then when she came back and had that really mid match with Mercedes, I think that's what pushed a lot of people into the she's not a good wrestler group.
Exactly, but like she had previous matches. Everyone knows what she can do. Why are we pretending that this is the only match she's ever had?
I think the issue with Britt is that she needs the right opponent. I don't think she's capable of having a great match against everybody. Like some wrestlers can do that. Bryan Danielson, Will Ospreay, they can go out and have a great match. They can go out and have a great match against, the corpse of James Ellsworth. Like, they're really that good. Sorry. They're really that good. But, like, Britt needs the right dance partner. Thunder Rosa was a good dance partner for her. So that's why their match
You like that, don't you?
Well, yeah, because Thunder Rosa is awesome.
It's Thunder Rosa.
Yeah. But
all right.
I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. I like Britt as a character, but to be honest with you, I wouldn't be shocked if her AEW contract ends and she goes to WWE.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I'll be shocked. I just want her to do whatever the hell she wants and whatever the hell she thinks it's best for her.
She's going to show up as Britt Yankum DDS and be Isaac Yankum's long-lost daughter.
Oh, no!
Well, we know they're going to change her name because Britt Baker is pretty similar to Braun Breaker. So
Britt Cooker?
I don't know, but that's always a fun thing. Trying to predict WWE future names is always a fun game. But
it's really not.
Barney and Ethel agree. Anyways, now we move on to the $500,000 match between the Young Bucks, as I call them, the youth of Bucks.
Bucks of
Youth. Yeah, the Bucks of Youth taking on Jurassic Express. Here we go. Chris, who you got?
I wouldn't be shocked if either team won, but I think it has to be Jurassic Express. And I want all $500,000 to go into the purchase and building of a new scapegoat bus. One that will accommodate a dinosaur.
Yeah. Yes. I completely agree with you. I would love that. And I do think that Jurassic Express needs to win this match because you're just going to cool them off if you
bring Jack
Sure.
Perry back, reunite him with his old tag team partner, have him go through all this with Kenny Omega, and then they lose.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense to me. The Young Bucks are Teflon at this point. They don't need wins in AEW anymore.
Correct.
They do sometimes, obviously. They can't turn into jobbers, but yeah, they're at a point where them putting people over is more valuable than them winning.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I agree 100% with you on that. So I'm going Jurassic Express. Maggie, who you got?
Yeah, so I'm so glad that Jack Perry's back. For some reason, exactly like the Britt Baker thing, when he turned heel, people started hating on the guy, and saying that he's not good at. Okay, what have we not seen anything before he turned heel? I keep mentioning his match versus MJF at 2020 Double or Nothing. Magical match. So I love the fact that they're calling him Jungle Jack Perry, because that's what everyone was saying when, he was Jungle Boy, and then we were talking about him eventually growing up, turning into a man and everything. So if I would have been wondering who wins this match if it wasn't a 500K match. But now I'm absolutely sure the Jurassic Express are winning, because the Young Bucks need to continue their streak as broke Bucks. I've been enjoying it because they're so broke that they brought back BTE because they needed the money. So, yeah, Jurassic Express for the win here. And
Okay.
then because Jay News said that after they win the money, Jack Perry is going to use that money to produce a buttload of knives, or they give it out to the audience. They just start making it rain to the audience.
Wow. That'd be a good time to be in the crowd if they did that.
Yeah.
And if it was real money, which... Anyways, we move on to our next match, the TNT title match. Mark Briscoe taking on Kyle Fletcher. This match is too easy to predict for me. Kyle Fletcher gets the victory here. He retains. Chris, what do you think here?
I'm 75-25 because I do think Mark has a chance here.
Okay.
Kyle's had a great run, and I think if he's going to lose it to anybody, it should be a babyface who's as over as Briscoe is. But
Okay.
if I had to put money on it, I would bet on Fletcher. But there is a part of me that's going to be rooting for Mark.
Sure. Maggie?
This is for me also the easiest match to predict. I do have Kyle Fletcher retaining. I get everyone's excitement with Mark Briscoe. It's weird seeing him outside the tag division, and I understand why. I just need more time when it comes to seeing Mark Briscoe as someone that interests me in the singles division. His matches have always delivered because he's a professional. He's been doing it for quite some time. It doesn't mean if it's singles or tag. He's been a wrestler for
like 20
I don't
years
know how
now,
many
right?
years. More than 20 years now.
He started right at the beginning of ROH because him and his brother were on the debut episode, but he was too young to wrestle, right?
Yeah, he was too young to wrestle. He was like 16, right? Or 17.
Something
I don't
like that.
remember. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so I'm picking Kyle Fletcher to retain here. I feel like I had an idea in my head as to who he loses the championship to, but for the life of me, I cannot remember right now.
Well, I have Mark Briscoe winning, or excuse me, I have Kyle Fletcher winning. So,
By the way, Now that Kota Ibushi is also injured, which is so sad because he was, I mean, he just came back and is it gonna take 2 years for him to come back?
He said it won't, but
He
that's the
said it
expected.
won't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what he said. But yeah, well, let's see.
so I understand that plans were being made for Andrade and Kenny, and we are gonna talk about Andrade in a bit. But like Kenny not being a part of this card is really weird because like you don't have Swerve, you don't have Osprey, you don't have Mercedes Moné wrestling on this show.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have Kota Ibushi. You have Kenny Omega, on the other hand, and you don't have him wrestle on the show. It's just mind-boggling to me.
Yeah. So, so that's. I think we all three went on that one. So
Yep.
we move on to our next one for the AEW Women's title. Chris Statlander defending her title against none other than Toni Storm. Maggie, let's go to you. Who you got?
Okay, let me just start off by saying that the build towards this match has been incredibly fun for me to watch. I've enjoyed every second of it. Their in-ring promo battle, quotation marks, where they were laid out in the ring, head to head to one another. This was so much fun. Incredible. And then this past week, they had a promo backstage interview with Renee. And because they agreed to no physicality, they were just taking their clothes off. Then Renee took her coat off too. She was so good in that segment. Renee is such a professional. I love the crap out of her. So, and then they went out to, the ring and they started fighting. I've enjoyed this so much. I know we're going to have Chris's opinion in a bit. But I think Chris Statlander retains her championship here. A lot of people in the True Heel Heat chat were saying that Toni Storm wins the championship back, which I don't know. Like, if you had Chris Statlander not close the door on the Death Rider story, which she did when she flipped off Jon Moxley. So she practically kicked the door shut on that ever being the thing. If she hadn't done that, I could see Toni Storm winning back her championship, which would lead to Chris Statlander going to the Death Riders for help and everything, because she thinks she can do it, and then she realizes it was a one-off thing, her winning, and then she cannot hold on to the championship. But like, no, she's not doing that, so I feel like she retains. And I don't know, is Toni Storm gonna go into the women's tag division with Mina? I don't know. Yeah, but Chris, what do you think? About this totally unbiased match that you have.
Yeah, Statlander's winning. I mean, even if they were going to make it a transitional reign, which I don't think they will, it would be longer than this. Tony just doesn't like doing short title reigns, which is fine. But yeah, Statlander is winning. It's going to be a great match. We're all going to be happy that it's happening. And yeah, I could see Tony and Mina doing the tag team tournament at least. If they don't win, I could see them not staying together as a tag team forever. But yeah, they would fit right in that tournament, I think.
All right. Well, I have Chris Statlander winning this match because I just don't see him taking that title off of her this quickly. So there's that. We move on to our next match. AEW World Championship. Samoa Joe challenging Hangman Adam Page for the title. I love both these men. I think they're both fantastic. However, I think Hangman's going to be retaining this title. I do. And I think he's going to retain it because it's the right thing to do. You know, build a star there. So Hangman Adam Page gets the victory here. Chris, what do you got?
Did you just open up a can of soda?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it wasn't me.
I have Hangman winning. At this point, beating Samoa Joe has become kind of a rite of passage. Like, if you're going to be a main eventer and you're going to be taken seriously, beating Samoa Joe is a good way to get you there.
Good way to, yep.
And
agree.
Yeah, it's going to be an awesome match. And I could see some BS shenanigans being thrown in just to make it so it's not a completely clean victory. But yeah, it's going to be Hangman. Because like Statlander, they're not going to end his reign this quickly.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, one thing that's very predictable about AEW is that Tony is always going to give champions a decently long reign. Like, what's the shortest title reign we've even seen there? Was it the CM Punk World title reign when Moxley dethroned him?
Yeah.
Like, besides that, it feels like every title reign is like 6 months or more.
Yeah, I mean, the only other one that I can remember that was pretty short was the TNT title with Cody and Brody Lee.
Yeah, that's right.
That one was pretty quick, but that was quick because of health issues. So
yeah,
but yeah, I have Hangman winning. So there's that.
Well, first of all, I do have Hangman winning. That's need to be made sure. Hangman called Samoa Joe an absolute Christmas ham of a man.
That was the best line of the night
On commentary, and he popped Bryan Danielson, which I didn't know Bryan Danielson popped for ham. So it's the build towards this match has been really iffy for me. So am I supposed to believe that Samoa Joe was completely okay with Hangman, but then Hangman accidentally dropped his championship and then Samoa Joe lost it? Am I supposed to believe that? I mean, okay, now you're opening something.
Sorry.
Something now. Okay.
I opened up a little package of hand.
Okay. Yeah, so that's my problem with this match, that I'm being made to believe that Samoa Joe has the shortest fuse ever. But what people are actually talking about is what we might see after the end of the match. And
what's that?
That's a returning Jay White.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. I'm gonna, because like when I was on the True Heel He prediction show a couple of minutes ago, they mentioned some interesting trivia that Hangman lost to Jay White at WrestleDream and Full Gear last year.
Yeah.
So this may be, a fun throwback. Also, yes, please give me Hangman versus Jay White once more. I don't care if I've seen it already.
Yeah.
But Hangman has been absent from my television for what it feels like a decade. So please give me that.
How long has he been out with an injury?
Well,
is a Bryn alert. Bryn alert.
So I know it's not a year because he was wrestling on, Full Gear. I know it hasn't been a year, but like it feels like more than a year now. So
Yeah.
I don't know. By the way, are we sure that Darby and Moxley are main eventing this show?
Not exactly sure, but they're promoting it on their website that it is. I mean, like they're not saying officially, but it's the first match featured on their profile or on their pages. So like their event card. Usually when they do that, it's been, but it could change.
So this may be the first ever main event pay-per-view match for AEW that I'm ever gonna watch on 2x speed.
Okay. So Jay White broke his hand in March.
Wow, it was this year.
Yeah. So
Feels so much more, man.
yeah,
It
didn't feel too much longer after.
Way off.
Yeah,
it felt way off.
So I have Hangman winning here. So there's that. We move to the main event. A I Quit match between Jonathan Moxley and Darby Allin. Maggie, I already know you're choosing John Moxley here, I'm sure, but just in case.
No,
I'm
choosing Darby.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm choosing Darby. Our fans of Coexisting are absolutely familiar with my Darby non-fandom. This is the most
Fightful Select and Report. Yeah,
appropriate way to say that. I'm not a big Darby fan, and I feel like I have to explain myself every time I say this. I have nothing against the wrestler. It's just the gimmick that doesn't work with me. So Darby lost the coffin match, which means that he needs to win this match. But I don't know if he wins this match. They're probably going to have another one, and I'm going to puke. Let me make this clear that I'll say it again. That prison segment that they had on this past week's show, it was so well produced. It was so great. I have zero criticism towards the segment. It was really good. But then Pac murdered him, and then he was still like, "Can you just fucking stay down? I don't care. I don't care that you climbed Everest. I don't care. This is Pac. What do you mean you survived Pac? Oh, ugh.
Yeah.
I've been so angry with the way Pac has been handled with AEW. And because I kind of feel like he should have been champion at least once by now. Once. Apart from him being inter whatever champion and trios champion, what else has he been?
I think hasn't he been a TNT champion? Oh, yeah.
He's been injured. That's what else he's been.
Yeah.
A couple of injuries really derailed his runs. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Has he been TNT champion?
I believe so. No? He hasn't? Okay.
Wait, was he? I don't think he was.
No, he wasn't.
I swear.
I don't think he was.
Oh, I might be thinking of Sammy Guevara.
Yeah, he was a bunch of times. He was interim champion.
Let's see here.
How could you mistake Pac for Sammy Guevara?
Yeah,
no,
the show ends now.
No, I'm saying like who. I was saying who beat. I was thinking who beat him in my head. Like I was like, who beat Cody Rhodes a second time, and I was thinking Darby for a minute, but then I realized the latter match it was Sammy Guevara. So that's where I was going. I wasn't.
Yeah, Darby was TNT champion, but Pac was never TNT champion. Like Bryn said, Atlantic champion or whatever.
Yeah, I apologize. I was thinking you guys were talking about Darby. If he was a champion there, not.
No. We were talking about Pac.
No, I got you now. I was lost. So what else is new? But yeah, I think I do think that Darby wins here. But I can totally see him not winning.
Duck, what do you think?
Yeah, for the same reason as you, Maggie. He lost the coffin match. It wouldn't make sense for him to lose this match too. I'm also like you. I'm not a Darby mark. Like I appreciate the guy's work, but it just does. It's not my thing. You know, not every gimmick has to be for everybody. This one's not for me.
I like turtles. It's good to see that kid grow up and doing well for himself. Anyways,
Everyone likes turtles.
Yeah, that is our predictions show, our predictions part of the show.
Oh, you know what I just thought of?
Okay.
What if Darby goes full psycho and brings Renee into it and makes Moxley say I quit by threatening to hurt Renee?
Oh,
I would actually like that.
It would be a creative way to do it.
Yeah. It would actually show that Darby has some balls and is willing to go, you know.
Yeah.
I actually like that.
It's one of the only scenarios I can see because Moxley and Darby are both those guys who'd rather pass out than give up.
Yeah. And I think that's why
Moxley tapped out when he was getting choked out. I mean, who doesn't like to get choked out?
I mean, he was being hung over the top rope. Like they were making it look like he tapped out to save his life.
Yeah.
I don't know. The only other way I could see them doing it is if Darby literally has a flamethrower to his face, threatening to ignite it, unless he says I quit. They're going to need to do something crazy to justify either of these guys saying it.
I already saw a fireball on SmackDown last week when Aleister Black was joined by his wife finally on television and melted Damian Priest's face. So I don't know how much more fire I can take. I know there's going to be a fire. I know there's going to be a flamethrower in this match specifically because Darby with a flamethrower, I kind of feel like it's match made in heaven.
They'll probably light a table on fire. Maybe not as much as Cody did that one time, so they don't catch on fire. But yeah, they'll probably light a table on fire and go through it.
God, I forgot about that.
How can you forget about that? His marks on his back.
No, what I'm saying is I forgot the moment. I remember it happening. Like first time I've heard about it in a while. You know what I mean? So
it was right around the time where Cody wanted to do everything in his power to get cheered again.
Yeah. So.
That's how you know Cody sucks ass.
So then Brandy dumps a gallon of lighter fluid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is our prediction segment of our show today for Coexisting. Want to thank Doc for being here for that. Doc, you want to hang around or you need to get out?
No, yeah, I'll hang around. I got nothing going on today.
All right.
Actually, this is a rare occasion for me where I had switched to cover Raw this week, so I'm not covering SmackDown because Eric wasn't able to do the 8 a.m. thing to cover it in Saudi. And then it just so happened with the cycle of assignments that I'm not covering WrestleDream.
They were in Perth, not
Perth. Whatever. Somewhere foreign.
Excuse me.
Somewhere. They were somewhere foreign. But
Jesus,
so this is this is the first pay-per-view that I'm not doing any assignments for in I think since AEW began.
Wow.
So I get to just sit back and watch it as a fan for the first time.
Are you going to enjoy the crap out of it then?
Maybe. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to make myself like a nice dinner and watch it or if I'll order in and be lazy. We'll see. But either way, it's going to be fun to actually be able to like be on social media, paying attention and like interacting with people during the show.
I'm so happy for you. This sounds so awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I hope you
Nice.
do get to do that. Order in. You get to be lazy for once.
Honestly,
All right.
like, even when my gallbladder was like ripping itself out of my body, I didn't miss a pay-per-view. Even when I had a kidney stone, the weekend of
Yeah.
WrestleMania, I covered
Oh
WrestleMania.
God, a kidney stone. That ain't no joke. But
No,
yeah,
yeah,
you
that
had
that
one back.
sucked.
It's just,
yeah. Let's
yeah.
let's move on to something positive. Here we go. Doo-doo-doo. Guys, it's time for the Cooper Effect. I'm actually doing the Cooper Effect today because Maggie was on with True Hill Heat and did not have time, but I think I found a good one for us today. Let's see here. I'm going to bring up the photo as I start reading the story for everyone. There we go. There's your photo, and now I will tell you what this is all about. This gentleman right here is standing in line at a taco restaurant in Wichita, Kansas. So what was going on is this restaurant was extremely busy. The restaurant's name was Tacos TJ664. I don't know what that name is, why it's like that, but okay, that's the name, Tacos TJ664. They were only accepting cash that night because they were having software issues with their payment system.
I get
This
it, man.
this family waited in line for quite a long time, and when they got to the front, they were not able to pay. So they were about to walk out the door, and a man in jeans and a Nick Nolte-like voice reached out and stopped them. He handed them $100 bill and said, "This is for your dinner." They said, "We can't do this. We can't take this," and he talked them into it. They gave him his change back, and all he did was actually tip the staff. He didn't take any of the change. He just tipped it to the staff. And the family, the mom her name's Callie Shear, and her son was with her. Obviously, it was a family, and he said he did not know strangers like that existed. It was something new for him. So after the meal, Callie posted a photo on the Facebook group that she's part of called Wichita Food and Booze with a simple question to say, "Does anyone know this guy?" explaining our story. The story went viral, and the gentleman's name was Jared, but he got the nickname Taco Hero, which is the best. If I was going to be named a hero, that's what I would want.
That
Taco
is
Hero.
the best, man. Taco Hero is the best name.
So they were able to get in touch with him, and the news channel KWCH asked him for an interview, and they asked why the spur of the moment did he do such a good deed. And he said, "When I was a young man, I grew up poor. A family took me in when I needed it the most. They ended up finishing raising me until I turned 18, and then I moved out on my own. If they wouldn't have ever done that, I never would be in the place I am today, and frankly, wouldn't be able to help somebody out like that. I owe everything to them." So when TJ, the owner of Taco TJ664, heard about that, he presented Jared with an honorary certificate, naming him the Wichita Taco Hero, and awarded him free tacos for the rest of the year. So,
oh my God, I would have abused that from day one.
So that's why I went with this story, because Maggie and I love tacos, and that's why.
Oh, hey, you're the Taco Hero. Would you like some tacos? Yes. Can I have 83 tacos, please?
Yeah. So, yeah, there you go. So that's why we went with it, because he is a taco hero. So, and tacos rule.
That is the best. Tacos rule. Speaking of food, guys, I'm so sorry that when I'm not talking, I'm eating, because I swear those Fridays where I do the prediction show with on the True Heel Heat channel, and then I do the show, this means that I can eat. There's a 7-hour difference between Bulgaria and the States, and I've been working through the entire day before that, and like this is the only time in which I can eat. I'm so sorry if I look unprofessional or not, but I would like for me to not pass out during the show. So thank you so much for putting up with that. So Andrade.
Andrade. That's
Okay,
been a
so
fascinating story.
a fascinating story indeed. So he got released from WWE for breaking a wellness policy. And then he immediately went to AEW. He appeared on the screen, did an angle with Kenny Omega, like killed him, you bastard. And then no one talked about him on the show. We didn't see him on the show for like, was it 2 weeks straight? And
Yeah,
we
it's been
had
2 weeks since he's been on there.
Yeah, and we were like, because the first week after he debuted back to AEW, and the entire Don Callis family was there, and I'm like, where's Andrade? He just joined. Where's Andrade? And then the second week comes, and I'm like, where's Andrade? It was Don Callis's birthday, and that segment with Takeshita on the screen was so hilarious because you could there was a sheet on the television and you can clearly see that someone's there.
Oh, and you
And
could
then
totally
Okada-
tell it was Takeshita too.
you can totally tell. And like Okada was like a wrong button. And I'm like, okay, but like you still have the remote in your hand. So if it was a wrong button, you can press it back on. it was so the segment was really funny. Initially, I thought it was another Mel Coleman art piece, but then I was like, okay, that's television set and that's Takeshita. Yeah, so Andrade wasn't there too. And I'm like, okay, something's fishy. And then information started coming out that WWE started having contracts that include if you get fired for breaching the wellness policy, you get 1 year non-compete without getting paid. So what that means is one company, so you get fired from one company, and then they tell you that you have no right to make a living off of what you have done your entire life for 1 year. So they basically tell you either find another job for 1 year or starve or beg, I don't know, or take a bank loan. So is this as ridiculously absurd to every one of you guys, to both of you guys and everyone in the chat? Because God help me, what the fuck is this? I have never ever heard this in my entire life.
Yeah.
Sean will have a report on another person that has that exact same contract. Jeremy Lambert kind of spoiled who that person was during this week's in the weeds. I will not say who that is if someone hasn't watched In the Weeds yet. But this is mind-boggling. What is going on in your guys' head about this?
Well, I'll do like Sean did an update last night, and so what he said is a number of people have indicated to FightfulSelect that Andrade, despite what's going on, is in good spirits. He also has a very good lawyer. The 90-day period is often referred to as a non-compete, but it's actually more as a notice of a contract expiration date. PW Insider reported that Andrade would not be getting paid during that non-compete. The conflicting element is that almost any court situation to fight it would extend past 90 days. However, that's where things differ from the norm. Wrestling Observer reported that WWE has a clause in their contracts where a person at cause can be extended for a year. Fightful has learned the language of that clause, and it says, upon termination of this agreement by promoter for breach of terms hereof, wrestlers shall not work, appear, or perform in any capacity for professional wrestling, sports entertainment, mixed martial arts, and or fighting organization, promotion, or entity not owned or controlled by promoter, which is TKO, for 1 year. Now, Sean's right. If this is fought in court, there's no way TKO is going to win this. It's just, I don't see how that's possible. And the fact that this is happening is just mind blowing to me. Like, what? Like a year? Like that just doesn't make sense. Like, I mean, I don't know how that's even possible. I mean, obviously it's possible, but I just don't see it happening. Like for him, I think he can definitely fight it. I don't see what. I just don't understand how this even like got brought up. You know, like I feel bad for Andrade. Like, why in the heck did this not go through? I mean, like, this is like brand new news to him, you know. So WWE sent a cease and desist pretty much right after he appeared, it sounded like, to AEW. So I don't see this being a long-term thing at all. I think we will see him back pretty soon. That's my opinion, because I don't see this, like, I don't see it. As somebody who's read a lot of things, I've never seen a non-compete like this. I mean, you can sign non-compete clauses, but to basically say you can't do this and you're not getting paid, that's where it's different. When you're not getting paid for it, that's where things change. Because you could do a non-compete for, like, to an extent, but I just, for 1 year like that.
I'm almost shocked WWE lawyers would even let them put that into a contract, knowing that it's not enforceable.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. WWE wrote the contract. You know,
but you know, they have lawyers that look over everything.
Yeah. No, I know.
Yeah. So like, it's weird to me that they would probably have very high priced lawyers and not look at that and be like, hey, this might get you sued.
Yeah, I don't understand, but we shall have to see what goes on here. But yeah, I mean, is there anything either one of you wanted to add to it? Soupy says it's not just WWE, it's TKO. So okay, that makes sense.
Everyone say hi to Auntie in the chat.
Oh, hey, she's here.
Hi, Auntie.
Hello. Good to see you. Glad you're here. Yeah. Wrestling made me cry. Clown says, I miss wrestling made me cry. We miss it too. We miss you guys. So
everyone does. Everyone does.
Just so you know that.
Favorite.
Anyways, we move on. I'm going to go ahead and usually we don't get to do this because usually I forget. But tonight, SmackDown takes place. They are in San Jose, California for SmackDown. Cody Rhodes will kick off SmackDown. We also have Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss defending their tag team titles against Sol Ruca and Zarya. They are promoting Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre still. Jacob Fatu is reportedly hurt, so we will find out how that goes down tonight. Maybe.
We also have a possible returnee. I'm not going to talk about it though.
Wait, who?
No one, like, no one that has been confirmed by us or by any. Just people are talking about it a lot, possibly answering Semi's open challenge.
Okay, you might as well say, because we're a new show.
Okay, in the private chat.
Well, I mean, I was saying for the if people in chat want to know, let us know.
No, I'm not saying it.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll say it.
No.
Oh, okay. I won't say it. Never mind. Gotcha.
James Ellsworth? That would be crazy. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Bonkers is right. It's Santa.
Okay, well, that makes sense. Okay. Santos. Santos. I like Santa, Santa Claus. Hornswoggle is another one that I'd like. Doink the Clown is a good one.
Did he say Santos, really? Oh my god, I'm wearing my glasses and everything.
No, well, yeah,
I
they
read
said
Santa.
Shockmaster. Scott says, "Spoil it, Maggie, you coward."
No, I will not. I will not, Scott. And if anyone else does, I will ban you.
Okay, there you go.
Even
So
though
don't
I
get me-
do not have StreamYard access.
Okay. Oh, so yeah, that's right now for SmackDown taking place tonight in San Jose. So we will move on. Maggie, the match that we wanted to happen for so long happened, and we knew it wasn't going to be like Royal Rumble 2017 or the
Nope.
SummerSlam match that they had. But Jonathan Cena and Alan Styles had a hell of a match, had a fun match at Crown Jewel in Perth, Australia. Maggie, what was your thoughts on the different moves, basically tributes that these guys did for the other wrestlers that have been in their lives for so long? You know, we got to see John Cena hit the RKO, you know, stuff like that. What were your thoughts watching this match? What kind of emotions did you go through? How about that?
So, yes, thank you. So because we had that awesome match at the 2017 Royal Rumble, there's no possible way in which they can top that wrestling wise. So what they did was this: they just decided to pay tribute to all of wrestling, because at one point Michael Cole on commentary said, "Are there any moves left?" This is
Yeah.
imprinted in my memory, because just for because I wrote them all down. So first of all, AJ was wearing shorts, and I needed the help after that, mental health. Um, so Cena got a special announcement, announcement for AJ Styles. Bullet Club was mentioned. I did not see this coming. I think that nor did AJ Styles, for that matter. So skull crushing finale by Cena, Scorpion Death Drop by AJ. Cena does the accolade, which led to Rusev Day chants, by the way. He did the Walls of Jericho, Sister Abigail, which brought up the Fireflies, and I started
Man,
crying.
that was
I
badass. And you could tell that Cena was just like, you could tell
he
like
didn't
he was,
expect that.
yeah. And kudos to the crowd for doing that. That was badass. Like,
That was
awesome.
badass. Having in mind that and the moment I put on the show, because the show was on at 3 p.m. my time and I was working. So when I got home and I immediately put on the show, I've never seen so many John Cena t-shirts in an audience ever, because they had, the yellow t-shirts with the green side, because it's Australian and everything. And I'm like, that's everyone's wearing yellow. What the hell? So everyone was showing up for John Cena. Yeah. So the Fireflies made me cry right out of the gate. Angel Wings by AJ Styles, of course, and then a Deadeye. We saw a vintage Orton DDT plus an RKO. Then Cena went for the punt, but AJ Styles countered it with an AA. So Cena did a choke slam. AJ Styles did switch in music. And that's the point where Michael Cole asked if there were any moves left. So Cena won with a tombstone followed by an AA. This was the most awesome match that they could have had with one another. Of course, they hugged after, and this was everything that was expected of them. Absolutely everything. And I don't think we could have asked for a better match.
Yeah, it exceeded my expectation. So that's
absolutely, because I was expecting them to try to outdo the previous one, which is a mistake, because you have to work with whatever you got, and this is what you got right now. So you do it. Doc, I'm interested to see what you thought.
Oh, I had a lot of fun with this match. I thought all the callbacks were great. The Sister Abigail spot was probably my favorite, although Michael Cole calling what was obviously a callback to Edge's spear a callback to Roman Reigns was very weird. Like, he was in the corner doing the motion that Edge always did before he did the spear. Like, it was very clearly a callback to Edge, but you know,
Yeah.
Can't mention him since he's with the
Yeah.
Can't
competition
mention him.
now. So
Yeah.
gotta
Well,
mention another guy who does a spear.
Well, and they did mention like Jericho, like doing well as Jericho. So I thought,
Yeah.
but
But he
maybe
might
they
be on
already-
his way back.
yeah, that's what I was going to say. Maybe they already know he's coming back.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, I had a lot of fun with this match. I thought it was about as good as you could hope for because you knew you weren't going to get the same thing they did their first time around.
Absolutely.
I'm just glad that they didn't do any kind of BS shenanigans and have Brock come out or
yeah,
somebody come out and try to,
or Grayson Waller.
yeah,
No.
or Gunther or whoever they're going to have Cena face for his final match.
Yeah,
I was so glad that Brock Lesnar was not a part of this entire show because I kind of thought that he was gonna be, but no, he wasn't. I'll tell you what, I was pretty stoked that Bronson Reed beat Roman Reigns because that's what I thought was gonna. That's
Yeah,
what I
you
hoped
predicted.
was gonna happen. I was pretty stoked about the main event, which was Cody versus Seth Rollins. Of course, Seth cheated to win. He used the
son of a bitch.
the watch that Cody gave to him after WrestleMania behind the ref, and then he did 2 curb stomps and beat Cody in the middle of the ring. But the thing that was worth noting here was everything that transpired on this week's Raw, which was so absolutely fucking unexpected for me. And because this show also took place in Perth, so it was on at 3 p.m. I was getting ready for my night shift, and both Rob and Chris, they both asked me, have you seen Raw?" And I was like, "No, I was getting ready for work. I'm gonna catch up tomorrow." And because Rob told me Raw was interesting, and I told Chris, I don't think Rob has ever used that word in our entire friendship. So now I'm intrigued. So I go home, sleep, and then wake up on Tuesday morning like I always do and watch Raw. And I was like, okay, so what happens was at Crown Jewel, Paul Heyman told the Brawl Stars not to get involved in the main event just so they can have a definitive winner. And I'm like, sure, Paul, because having fair winners was always a part of your thing. Most recently, the Bloodline. Okay? So I wasn't buying it. I knew that something creepy was about to happen, and it did. So Seth said that he doesn't need the man. He doesn't need the men in his group, but he chose them. And then he said backstage he was so happy that he could sense that something was happening and something, he was expecting something on the horizon. And then what happened was, so they had a number 1 contenders match for Seth. It was Jey Uso versus Punk versus LA Knight. So Punk did a GTA to Jay, which made him win the match. He pinned the guy. So the Vision came out. Braun speared Jay and LA. They destroyed Punk, and then Braun speared Seth. He turned on Seth, and then Bronson rejoined him, and then at the end, Paul Heyman raised their arms, their hands. So I'm putting on my conspiracy theory hat here. Because why the hell did that happen exactly the moment CM Punk won the number 1 contenders match, and he's now number 1 contender for Seth? Is this a ruse? I know Seth's hurt. He's had in his because of that coast to coast headbutt that he did to Cody during the pay-per-view. So can we stop killing ourselves now? And is this a ruse just so Punk can feel safe and then they beat him up again as a group? This is what my stupid brain has led me to. Of course, this could all not be, a conspiracy, and this could be legitimately happening. I didn't think it was going to happen so soon. I predicted Royal Rumble, but we have a lot of time until Royal Rumble. We have Survivor Series coming up. So this entire thing happened after Crown Jewel on Raw. What are you guys' thoughts on this entire thing? Does this make Seth interesting to you again?
Chris, I'll let you go on this one.
I do think that it was a bit of an audible. Once they found out Seth was injured, they're like, okay, well, we got to do something. So they kind of accelerated plans for the heel turn, but they were kind of planting seeds for it all night. Like, you could see Braun Breaker never really looked happy that whole night and was kind of giving Seth looks. Like, I think I even wrote in my recap, like, well before that happened, like, they're already planting seeds for Braun Breaker to turn on him. Like, it's obvious. So it happening so soon was definitely a shock. But again, with Rollins being injured, that makes it less surprising. But I don't think it has really anything to do with Punk getting the number one contendership, but that might also just be a little bit of a swerve. Maybe Punk will be leading this group now with Heyman and the Bronze.
Well, my only thing is, like, if that's the case, why did they attack Punk?
Yeah, see, exactly. So I don't know. It's all very weird and up in the air, but we'll see what happens. But it was, like, surprising people in pro wrestling is kind of a rarity. So it was cool to get a surprising thing happen that nobody expected.
Yeah, it was. It's been kind of funny, like, the past, so that morning I had the thumbnail all set up for Sean, and like we were putting it on like 2 minutes before, and then Sean must have been a little bit ahead of me because he just sends me a message. Well, like, so I knew, like, okay, something else big happened. I can't remember what we had on there for the thumbnail, and then this happened, and I'm like, well, time to change it. And then I saw it, and I was just like, okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, because they had the size, the mark after Raw goes off the air and everything, and then the turn happened after that appeared on the screen.
Yeah. Old Triple H and Lee Fitting, or Paul Levesque and Lee Fitting. So
we see if AI can do that.
Yeah. Let's talk about AI now.
Ugh.
So there's a story that came out. It's a report right now, I believe. I don't know as far as like how much more info has come out since this morning, but in case you haven't heard, there is a report that WWE has hired someone to they hired a senior director of creative strategy that will focus on AI storytelling and integration. A guy named Cyrus Kosari, Kosari, Kosari. That's what they're saying. Cyrus wrote on his LinkedIn, "If you know me for any part of my life, you know I am passionate about WWE, the storytelling, the production, the athleticism combined to make the most exciting, enduring television and live events. Decade after decade, WWE's brand and product have captivated me and inspired my work for as long as I can remember. I am so excited to be here." Dave Meltzer said that Levesque said Kosari would lead WWE's transition to AI-based storytelling and integration for services like video and graphics. He said the shift is inevitable because when it comes to creative and pro wrestling, the fact that they're doing AI storytelling is, not a fan of this. But supposedly this is they've already had content, like there's been some kind of WWE writing that's already been fed to like AI. So I don't know if they're already using AI software to help. Yeah,
I think they're just trying to train it right now.
Yeah, well, whatever it is, it's just mind-boggling. Yeah, Chris, what do you think about this?
I think it's dumb and stupid and morally bankrupt and just every terrible possible thing you could think. It's for one, AI storytelling, like unless you're just going to trust the AI, you're still going to need a writer to go through and adjust things. So just have a writer. Don't use AI. I'm not shocked at all that they would want to use AI for their graphics. I'm pretty sure they probably have already started integrating some of that. But like the one thing that WWE has been better at than anybody else for years is their video production on their video packages.
Yes.
Yep.
And there's one or two people in that office that are responsible for most of those. Shawn Michaels called one of them out during his Hall of Fame speech, I believe, and I think he's still there. So if you all of a sudden replace one of the best things you do with AI, it's just going to end up being repetitive and soulless and stupid.
Generic.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, I feel like none of us want Vince back, but like TKO being in charge has really not been better. We had like a 6-month period there where Vince was gone before TKO came in and bought it, where like everything was going great and people were loving the product again. And
yeah.
And then it just all went downhill. And now every week I'm watching these shows and I'm like, it's just repetitive, generic, predictable.
More of the same.
Like, and there has to be a middle ground between WWE being too careful and AEW not being careful enough. AEW has too many injuries. Let's just be honest. They need to, at some point, tell these guys, hey, maybe, do 1 or 2 less spots than you were planning because we want to have you for a couple more years. Like there needs to be somebody there to tell people to rein it in sometimes. Whereas in WWE, it feels like nobody is taking a risk except for the occasional Fraxium match where we get some great spots, or Montez Ford jumps over the ring post and like takes out 10 guys. Other than that, it's just safe, generic, boring matches. And I've gotten to the point where it's like every match is getting a B or a C and sometimes a D because like it's just not pushing it for me. So bringing in AI is just going to make it even worse.
Yeah. Maggie, what are your thoughts?
I hate this because you're basically telling me that I kind of feel like in their heads, because they have so many writers on the staff and creative and everything, and they obviously the product isn't working because people are online are pretty vocal, and they're like, okay, so obviously no one can think of something better, and then they get AI to do it, which isn't at all correct, because every week when I'm on the show and I watch shows from different content creators, whether Fightful or Woke Culture or Cultaholic or True Heel Heat, all of these people To name a few from our very own team, FP3, Alex Palowski, and Robert DeFelice are one of the most creative people I've ever talked to. And like all of them have amazingly logical ideas and follow-ups to everything that WWE has. Alex Palowski has been so good with criticizing absolutely everything from NXT, but not without offering a solution to each and every shithole ending or start of ridiculous storyline that they've had on the show. So apparently it is manageable, but like they're so stuck up their noses that they actually think that it's not possible, man. So they hire AI. We have learned nothing from the Terminator. We have learned nothing.
I'll be
Nothing.
back. Maggie, I understand what you're saying there. Hey, Chris, do us a favor, plug your shit, man.
You can find me on Bleacher Report, which is where all my work goes. I'm more active on Bluesky these days than I am on Twitter, so look for me there, Doc Chris Mueller. And yeah, you can go check out the Chris Statlander interview that just dropped yesterday.
Cool. Maggie?
Guys, you can follow me on Twitter, X, Twix, or whatever, at Maggie_IK, on Instagram at Maggie.IK. And if you guys are still on the Blue Sky thing, I rarely visit that. It's Blue Sky -IK. Thank you so much for joining. Please do not forget to subscribe to Fightful Select on Patreon. Please leave a like on this video on your way out, and please leave a comment below after the video is done. It helps us out a lot with the awful YouTube algorithm that hates us a lot because we have a bunch of shows. Please support original content creators like Doc. Please go and read his Chris Statlander interview, please.
Maggie, I got jokes.
Please.
All right. I recently took a poll and found out that 100% of the people in the tent were angry when it collapsed. A son asked his dad if he could please explain to him what a solar eclipse is. Dad said, "No, son."
Jesus.
Yeah. What do you call a Frenchman?
Sorry, my sister's gonna love that one.
Yeah. What do you call a Frenchman rather, who has been attacked by a cat? Claude.
I did the thing that I love the thing that you do with
Meow. I got that from Robin Williams. Good love, Kitty. But no. I tried all morning to cook up an egg-related pun, but I couldn't crack it.
Aww.
And then the one I'm saving for last.
Is it a PG? Are
No.
people
No.
okay?
So there's your warning. Give you 10 seconds for station identification here. That's what they used to say during the ball games. But anyways, give you 10 seconds to you folks that might have kids listening, which I hope you don't. But that's your call.
Yeah, that's your fault.
All right, here we go. A nun is taking a bath and she hears someone knocking on the bathroom door. She said, "Who is it?" The person responded,
Axl Rose.
The person responded, "The blind man." She said, "Come in." So he walked in and said, "Hey, nice breast. Do you mind if I put the blinds up?" Guys, you can follow me at Rob Wilkins on X. I'm also on Instagram at Fightful Rob. And I want to say thank you so much for joining us, because we do appreciate you week in and week out that you are here, because we get to do fun stuff like this. And it means the world to us. I want to thank Chris Mueller of Bleacher Report for joining us for our AEW
It's
WrestleDream
happening.
predictions. Yeah, it sucks ass. Anyways, AEW WrestleDream predictions. I hope if you do watch it, you enjoy it. If you don't watch it, we hope you have an enjoyable weekend. And we will see you here next week for another edition of Coexisting with Rob and Maggie. Hope everyone is doing well. Thank you so much. We will see you later. Thank you for tuning into this episode of Coexisting with Rob and Maggie. You can listen to many of our previous episodes on your favorite podcast platform or view them at youtube.com/FightfulOverbooked.